Well, the 1 year anniversary is over, so it's back to the monotony of day-to-day life, isn't it? Oh, don't worry. We'll find something to talk about and celebrate in this new channel update. Welcome to the Soft Skill channel. My name is Sebastian Jung and I welcome you to the channel update July. We discussed a lot of interesting topics lately, beginning with the analyzing, diagnosing and pathologizing in communication. Alright, this is a bit more of a niche topic, however it is quite important, so I wanted to cover it as well. I think it's an important aspect of this whole topic of communication that we talk about a lot. In the week after that, we did some personal development using the Inner Team by Schulz von Thun. So this was another addition to our Schulz von Thun series. As you might have noticed, I split up the topic in a similar way as I did for the communication styles before. First, a video that explains the basics, and that is mostly about the outwards aspects about communication, followed by a second video that deals with the inward aspects with personal development. Now obviously Schulz von Thun didn't split the topic in this way, it's just explained in a book, throughout a book with different aspects in different chapters, but it was useful for me to split up a big topic into two videos. By the way, the Inner Team will make at least another brief appearance, but more about that later. After that, we dealt with a classic. Bruce Tuckman's Stages of Team Development. This is, at least in Germany, very well known. Everybody has heard of storming, norming, performing, and maybe even adjourning. So this is quite well known. A classic. I think this is also a nice addition to our video library. As you know, I'm especially happy if you are part of the channel, if you watch the channel on a regular basis as kind of a series. But of course, a lot of people come to my videos because they search for a specific topic on YouTube, look up a specific topic on YouTube, and end up on one of my videos. So I'm trying to provide a broad range of classic and well-known and popular topics, and I think Bruce Tuckman's Stages of Team Development are a nice addition to that. And of course there was a book review, and this time it was based on a recommendation from you, from a viewer of the German channel to be more precise, who requested this book, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. A classic, the oldest book I reviewed so far, 1936 was the original release, if I'm not mistaken. According to Wikipedia, it even was the first self-help book. It started the genre of self-help literature. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is correct, but it certainly was one of the very first self-help books and one of the first that was widely popular. So it was quite interesting to have a look at it. Oh, one thing I'd like to mention is that all of those videos I just mentioned, they all have proper English subtitles. As you might recall, in the last few channel updates, again and again I had to point out that this or that video unfortunately ended up without English subtitles due to technical problems, you know the story. However, this time we were quite lucky and all videos have proper English subtitles. So, what topics are to come in the next few weeks? Next week there will be a video titled Can You Trust Me? You might have wondered, next week we will find out. This is pretty much a sequel to Are Soft Skills Just Scams? Because there I mentioned that we will talk about how to identify material that is good and trustworthy and how to distinguish it from questionable material, and this we will talk about, so it's also a bit about media literacy. The week after, we will continue our Schulz von Thun series with a video about situational communication. This is a topic that is presented in Miteinander Reden Volume 3, unfortunately not available in English. The book that The Inner Team is presented in. The Inner Team is the main topic of that book, but situational communication is pretty much a topic by itself that is separate from The Inner Team. However, The Inner Team will make a brief appearance, so fans of The Inner Team will meet it again. Next month we will have a 3-week section, so 3 videos before the next channel update, and of course the last one will be another book review, and we will look at another classic, this time a classic of management literature, Peter Drucker's The Effective Executive. Now, leadership and management are topics we touched briefly, dealt with in passing so far, but we will deal with those topics in a bit more detail because I think they are quite interesting. First of all, of course, there may be some of you who have some leadership role in day-to-day life, maybe at work, in business, maybe in private life. And for those, the topic is, of course, relevant, but also I think the topic is interesting in general, because before you are able to lead and manage other people, you need to be able to lead and manage yourself. So there is a lot of self-management there. A lot of the techniques and ideas and concepts discussed there are also helpful if you don't have any leadership role. So this is an interesting topic, and The Effective Executive is quite an interesting book, so we will have a look at it. This is a very special month for Soft Skills English, because a few weeks ago the English channel surpassed 100 subscribers. I have this nice cake to celebrate and some sparkling wine as well. 100 subscribers is a very nice milestone. We are quite happy we made it, and it's quite a happy occasion. 100 subscribers is also a special milestone for YouTube. As a little goodie, you get a custom URL. Will probably take a bit more time, but I will tell you about it in the next channel update. Thanks a lot to all of you. Thank you for being here, for being part of the channel, for watching the videos. We are glad you are here with us. Thank you for this nice milestone. So here's to you. Well, next up is 1000 subscribers. This will probably take a bit longer, but we will stick to it, and sooner or later we will make it. And until then, we'll find something else to celebrate. Speaking about celebration, this is a topic I'd like to say a few words about. We had a lot of celebrations lately. This month the 100 subscribers, last month the 1-year anniversary. But it's not a problem because celebration is nice. And I think it's especially important to appreciate and celebrate your personal achievements. This is a topic that will probably get its own video at some point in the future, but I don't have any specific plans for that yet, so it will probably take a long time. and since it fits the occasion nicely, I thought I'd say a few words about it in this channel update. We, that is my girlfriend and myself, we had a lot of action and a lot of things going on in the last few years, lots of changes and challenges. This channel, of course, was part of it. Most recently, I started working as a freelance trainer and lecturer, which is, of course, another challenge because I have to make it work out. And so we had lots of things going on. And a side effect of all of this is that we came to appreciate our achievements more and to celebrate them more. For example, we now have in our fridge, we have a tiny bottle of sparkling wine. So if there is a special occasion, if something has worked out, if we managed to do something we wanted to do, if there is a great success, then we can have a toast and celebrate. A short remark at this point, this is of course no recommendation to drink more alcohol. We actually drink very little alcohol, and alcohol is something we need to be cautious about. The main point is, the important thing is, we should appreciate and celebrate our successes, and the way you do this is of course up to you. It depends on what you like, what you enjoy, how celebrating works out for you. There is also a bit of scientific background, but I won't talk about this in detail here. I also don't have the proper sources at hand. At some point in the not so far future, we will look at Daniel Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow on this channel, which is quite a helpful book in that regard. For example, Kahneman describes the difference between the experiencing self and the remembering self, which is an important aspect. So we will gain some insights into the topic there. For now, just let me point out that our memory is, of course, not an exact and objective record of the past, but it is heavily influenced by our perception and by the importance and weight we place on different events and different experiences. There are some practices that rely on that deal with such mechanisms. For example, one thing that is rather popular is to have a gratitude journal. So in the evening, you take a moment, you sit down and you write into a journal what you are grateful for on this day. And the effect that this has is to make you more aware and more conscious of nice and happy things happening in your life. Now, first of all, of course, because you consciously remember them when you have this short journal session in the evening, but over time, it will also sharpen your perception and make you more aware of nice things as they happen. So you will really experience the nice things more consciously. So what I recommend is that you are aware and conscious and that you appreciate and celebrate your achievements. Now give yourself some praise and tap on the shoulder, and if you achieved something together, praise each other and celebrate together, and really appreciate and celebrate, and don't just let it slip and let it go by unnoticed. I think if you do this, it will also make you question, so what is a great success for me? What are achievements that I am really happy about? And this will maybe help you figure out which direction you want to go in the future. The direction you want to pursue. For us, it was a bit of the other way around, admittedly, because there were plenty of changes and we made a lot of changes. We noticed that this caused achievements to come up that we really felt strongly about, that were really important to us and that we wanted to celebrate. But I'm sure it will also work the other way around. I think it's certainly worth a try. How about a like or a subscription if you don't have one already to celebrate the occasion? I would be quite happy about that. Also, please let me know in the comments how you celebrate your achievements and which achievements are really important to you and which achievements you are really happy about. I am happy about and looking forward to next week's video. Can you trust me? This will be quite interesting. For today, I'll take my leave. Have a nice day. See you next time.